Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday. This is Sunday, May the 25th. We're almost closing in a month. My name is Miriam Kareem. Welcome to our Sunday leadership call. An amazing training I know that Coach Will has for us tonight. But first I want to give you a quick trip to the newbie corner. One of the things that stood out to me today, actually, I was listening to Jim Rohn, very famous network marketer, no longer with us, but he left behind so many amazing nuggets for that you could use in your business and in personal development. And one of those that I always listen to and come back to every time I hear it, it just is like makes you be like, there you go, is don't wish you don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't wish that it was easier, wish that you were better. And that's something that just stands out to me all the time because I'm always trying to improve. And as all of you are, you all are here on this amazing leadership call tonight, and everybody is trying to get better in their business. So just keep that in mind. It's going to be hard, but just wish that you were better, meaning get your personal development and make sure that you're working on your skills and just you'll get better. And that being said, I'd like to introduce you all to our teacher tonight, Coach Will Zanders. He is a documented multiple seven-figure earner in the network marketing world, a documented seven-figure earner with Green Organics companies over at HBN, and our first six-figure earner at Goldesana. An amazing teacher, always has the precise information to get you where you need to be in your business. So that being said, Coach Will Zanders, are you available, sir?
I am available, Miriam. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Outstanding. All right. Well, as y'all know, traveling this weekend, had some things to take care of. Axe tournament. Did okay, won a couple games, lost a couple, but love traveling. But I'm never going to let hobbies and travel and things of that nature get in the way of our business and the things that we need to do from a training standpoint. So I'm going to hop off of camera. I'm going to pull up my notes, okay? Because I'm out and about, obviously, making sure this call gets done. And but please do me a favor, get your paper and pens out, and any last minute text messages you need to send to your teams, send them, because this is going to be a very important call for business duplication purposes. And in this business, until you really understand the concepts of business duplication, you are going to be working forever. And I don't know if you really want to do that. Okay. So that being said, I want to thank Coach Marcus for hosting the Zoom. I want to thank Miriam Karim, the hostess with the mostest, for the newbie corner as always. And let me dive into this information because we have a lot to cover. Okay. We have a lot to cover. So what I want to start off with tonight is for the new members that we have. I know we got a lot of new people on the call, and I know we have a lot of people on the call who have been with us a while, but maybe who have never got the 30,000-foot overview of the process by which you recruit people into your business. Well, I know we have a lot of people that are doing some amazing sales. They're getting products into the marketplace, and we are all about that. That's one of the first things we teach when someone joins in our hot market system, to really know how to get products into the marketplace, okay? However, one thing that we do have to do is to make sure that you build a balanced business, okay? You have to build what we call a balanced business, all right? Now, if you're not building a balanced, lopsided, and it will cease to grow at some point, okay? You have to build a balanced business that is a combination of recruiting and retailing. So we're going to talk about right now the 6 steps, okay? The 6 steps that take place every single time that someone is recruited. And do me a favor, I know I'm outdoors, but put a 1 in the chat if my audio is coming in okay. All right, put a 1 in the chat if the audio is okay. Thank you, appreciate that. So the 6 steps that even if you're going through this process when you recruit someone into your business, even if you don't know that this is the process you've been going through. And the first step is going to be lead generation, okay? The second step is going to be prospecting. The third step, put a star by this one, this is inviting. The fourth step is going to be is presenting. The fifth step is closing. And the sixth step is starting new members off right. And if you want a bonus step, it is promoting events, trainings, and calls. Okay, if you want a bonus step, number 7, it would be promoting events, trainings, and calls. Okay, but that one, it's not necessary to recruit someone. In fact, the only parts that are absolutely necessary, okay, is the first 5: lead generation, prospecting, inviting, presenting, and closing. You can never abdicate this process, okay? Even if you're not actively looking for leads, you have people in your life that you already know. That means the leads are what we call pre-generated, okay? They're already there. Lead generation can be done on social media. It can be done from buttons. It can be online, offline. It can be in newspaper, radio ads, drop cards, doesn't matter. Meet people at the gym, t-shirts, any way you want to do it. You can generate leads. And a lot of people, most people, have a cell phone with an average of 200 to 600 contacts in it. Those are what we call pre-generated leads, okay? It's basically finding people to talk to, all right? Put a 1 in the chat if that concept just makes sense. Just the basic concept of lead generation, okay? The second concept is going to be prospecting. Very quickly, prospecting is just figuring out which of those leads that you want to talk to about your products or business. It's very simple. Okay. Prospecting is just determining, you know what? My ex-wife cousin's brother-in-law, that whole part of the old family, they don't even like me. Those are not good prospects based upon the level of rapport, depending on how your family situation worked out. Okay. You may have a coworker that's in your cell phone, but you hate them. You hate their guts. You don't want to work with them. You don't care if they use the products to live or die. That might not be a person you want to prospect, given the fact that there are probably hundreds, if not thousands, of other people that you either do like or are at least indifferent toward that you could prospect. Okay, so prospecting is just figuring out what people to talk to about your products or business, because everyone could use our products, but everyone is not your prospect. Okay, just understand that, and that's okay. The third step, we should have a star by this one, is inviting, okay? Inviting is simply asking your prospects or inviting your prospects to take a look at some information about your products or your business. Now, this is called the gateway skill in network marketing, because until you learn how to invite people, you can have 500 qualified prospects and you could ruin them all with untrained words and phrases, and they'll never take a look at the opportunity, because a statement like, excuse me, Jeff, can you do me a favor when you get a minute, give me a call, or give me a text me back, I had a quick question for you. That would be setting up my friend Jeff to respond to me and say, sure, man, what question you got? And then I can ask him a question if he's open, extra income or something to that effect. Or I could text Jeff and say, hey, Jeff, I just joined this incredible business opportunity in the multi-level marketing space. I haven't made any money yet, but some people I know have made millions of dollars. I'm going to make hundreds of millions of dollars in the first 90 days. I can't wait to show you this business because you're going to love it. It's only $3,000 to join. The words you say can take a good prospect and turn them bad. They can take a neutral prospect and turn them bad. A lot of people do not know how to properly invite people to take a look at the products or opportunity, so they have to relegate themselves to making social media posts to talk to people, and they may make a couple of bucks, but they're never going to become wealthy, because that's not a high quality invite. Now, does that mean people should not make social media posts about their business or products? Absolutely not. Everybody should at some point make some posts about your products or your business. It'd be silly not to, but do it professionally. And luckily, the people on our team are trained really well, and they're really good at that, okay? Does anybody have any questions or concerns about lead generation, prospecting, or inviting? Or can we move on to the next step? A lot to cover tonight. Want to put a 1 in the chat if those basic concepts make sense, okay? All right, good stuff, as well as should be. The next step after inviting is going to be presentation. Now, presenting is, in my personal opinion, a slightly overrated skill. Slightly. Why? Because videos and Zoom calls that professional presenters like Coach Marcus and others do are a lot better than any of us were when we first started. So a lot of times, if you're a good inviter, if you've taken the time to work on that skill, okay, you can get people to attend a Zoom or watch even a 92-second video like the one Coach Marcus set up. That's a great introductory presentation for the products and the company and whatnot, okay? But getting people to a Zoom, a three-way call, sending a video, all of this stuff does not require you to be a good presenter. Does that mean you should never be a good presenter? No. I believe that everybody at some point in their career should strive to be able to talk to people about the products and the pay plan. Why? Because it is the most overrated skill, but it is also the most empowering skill. There is no skill that will make you more confident than being able to give a presentation to a room of people with a whiteboard or do a three-way phone call because you know you can answer all of the tough questions that the prospect may have for your new team member and things of that nature, okay? If you're a really good presenter, you can be the Michael Jordan for your team. You can have everybody come to you with all their prospects and you can seal the deals, okay? Now, that being said, a good presentation is worthless without closing. Now, closing is where the money is made. If you don't close, if you don't know how to get somebody to commit to a sale or to join or to buy a product, if you can't close, you're not going to eat. I mean, you can eat with money for your job, but you're not going to eat with money from your network marketing business, okay? Now, sometimes a presentation is so good and the close at the end of the video, the call to action is so good that the prospect can close themselves. Okay, sometimes the presentation is great. And at the end of the video, a Mark Yarnell or a Coach Marcus or Coach Sonic or some other of our coaches and teachers, they may say something at the end of the video or the end of the presentation that says, if you feel like this opportunity is something that would be a good fit for you, please get back in touch with the person who sent you this video or who invited you on this call. And the right people at the right time will take advantage of that. They will let you know. They will say, Miriam, I am ready. I'm the one that they were talking about. I need this business today, and I got the money to get started. Things of that nature. So closing is very important. Now, why is follow-up not in this list? Okay, follow-up is a subset of closing. Okay, follow-up is a subset of closing. You can't follow up with anybody until you've tried to close them and they said, no, I need to think about it. Let me get back to you. Catch me next week when I get paid. Follow-up is going to happen after you've attempted to close. If you have a presentation, you don't ask anybody to join and you just start following up. They're like, what are you calling me for? You didn't ask me to do anything. You sent me a video. I watched the video. Why are you messaging me 19 times in 19 days? This is silly. Okay, so a follow-up is a subset of closing. You only follow up if you have an unsuccessful initial close. And hopefully that makes sense. Now, and handling objections. Handling objections is a subset of closing because until you attempt to close and say, hey, you're going to join, would you like to get the product? Did everything make sense? What did you like best about what you saw? And people might say, oh, I really want to join, but I don't have the money. See, that's an objection. I really want to join, but I don't have the money. That's an objection. Or I really want to join, but I need to talk to my spouse first. Those are objections. You do not hear objections until you or the video or the presenter has tried to close. Therefore, handling objections is, again, a subset of closing, just like following up. Those all work together, but closing comes first. Without an attempted close, there is never a follow-up or any objections, okay? Put a 1 in the chat if that stuff makes sense. I'm just trying to make sure everybody's on the same page. This information is going to be very valuable for you because a lot of people join this business because they're excited, they're fired up, but they have no idea of the process that you have to go through. And there's a lot of different methods and techniques to get these 6 or 7 steps accomplished. Some people do Zoom, some people do Dropcard, some people do Facebook, some people do Messenger, some people do Leads, some people do Facebook groups, some people do ad tag message, some people do farmers markets and things of that nature. There's so many ways to do it, but you still got to do it, okay? So once you understand closing and that follow-up and or objection handling are subsets of closing, Okay. The next step after someone gets started, put a star by this one. We're going to talk a lot about this one tonight, is going to be starting new members off right. That is also called onboarding. Okay. Starting new members off right is number 6, and that is also called onboarding. This is where duplication lives. Underline that. If your business is not duplicating, it's because somewhere in this number of steps, you're missing something. Okay. If you're doing the first 5 steps and you're recruiting and you're retailing and customers and team members are joining your business consistently, somewhere between 3 to 5 people a month are joining your team consistently, but you're not seeing any explosive growth. Okay. It's 3 to 5 people joining, 3 to 5 people join, but it never jumps to 15 or 20 or 30 or 40 in a month. It's because you're chasing the recruiting and the retailing, okay, and you're not doing any onboarding, okay? Onboarding or starting your new members off right is where duplication lives. And with the numbers of people who are not tuning in on Coach Marcus's Saturday night franchise factor calls, which is a monthly class, it happens every week, but it's completed over the course of a month. It is a class that happens once a week that teaches you all the skills you need for you and or your team to get started correctly. That is where duplication is. So if your income is stuck at a certain level because there's no duplication, but you're still working really hard, it's because probably you're missing this step and you're not taking the time to onboard your new team members, and you're going out to recruit and retail more and try to hit the rank or try to get some more numbers in the system. You're not taking the time with the people you have. And that is going to create something called churn. Churn is a network marketing term that basically means people in, people out. You recruit people, they join, 90 days later, the group you recruited 90 days ago is gone. The new people come in, then 90 days they're gone. But because you're a good recruiter or a good retailer, new people come in, old people go out. So you're always working, you're never creating any new residual income, okay? And the last step, this one is a bonus step, step number 7, is building your team with events, training, and calls, promoting events, trainings, and calls. Getting the microphone out of my hand into the hand of Coach Marcus to do calls twice a week is one of the smartest things I could ever done. As Miriam's income grows and her team grows and she becomes a more capable leader, as is her natural progress, growth, and development, I cannot wait to hand off, be it the Sunday or Tuesday call, to Miriam. Okay. Coach Sonic, okay, he is an incredibly capable, what we call a master trainer in this industry. I could not be more excited that Coach Sonic has a Wednesday night call at 8 p.m. called the Coach's Corner, which I am shocked and disappointed if more people are not on that particular call, just because it is, in my personal opinion, one of the best skills-based calls in network marketing, and it's also very interactive, okay, very interactive. So promoting these calls and trainings, like the event we have coming up, the event in Nashville, September the 12th, 13th, and 14th. If you are not attending this event or promoting this event, even to attend online with you and or your new prospects for teammates, you are tripping. The people who promote and attend events hit ranks faster and maintain them better than people who don't. The people who attend events online or in person make more money than the people who don't. This is a statistical certainty, not just with our company, but in the industry, okay? So those 7 steps, all MLM enrollments have followed that track, that particular process for 100+ years. That has been the way it goes for 100+ years in this industry. The techniques may change, the teachers may change, but the steps do not change. Okay, the steps don't change. So please, please, please put a 1 in the chat if those 7 steps make sense. Okay, and then now we get a chance to move on. All right, get a chance to move on. Let me see, everybody's going good. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, now the next thing we're going to talk about is that presenting and inviting and telling people about the business is not actually the most important skill. Okay, I'm going to give you a very, very, very important skill. Okay. And that skill is like the most important skill is to get yourself profitable in the shortest amount of time. So if your auto ship is 130 bucks, you need to be at $150 a month as fast as possible. As fast as possible. Okay, that is going to be the number one skill outside of the basic skills like inviting and presenting and things like that. You got to get yourself profitable in the shortest time possible. The second most important skill that's not included in those first 7, the second most important is going to be helping your new team member get profitable in the fastest time possible. Okay. And that's covered on Franchise Factor. I don't have to go through all those steps today, but I will add a little something. All right. We know that enrolling and the getting your appropriate initial order is very important. We know that enrolling on auto ship, okay, if that's appropriate for you based on your goals is very important. We know that creating a list of 20 reasons why you must be successful in this business is very important. But why? It's important because that is how you develop your mental and emotional barriers to exit. All right. We don't have to go into detail about that tonight. It's covered every Saturday night. But what I will add to your mental and emotional barriers to exit is a decision. Okay. And I can't expect you to have done this already. We've never really talked about it before. And it's not as commonly held in understanding as we would guess, but it's going to be for our team culture. When you are creating your list of 20 reasons why, arguably the most important leadership test in network marketing, when you're deciding the reasons, the goals, the reasons why you absolutely must be successful in this business, you need to make a decision. And the decision is, what are you going to do when things go wrong? You need to ask yourself that question. If you didn't ask it when you started, you need to ask it now. And then you need to make sure that your new team members are getting this question answered for themselves. Okay, when you join a business, what am I going to do when things go wrong? And I was shared a video with Marvin Matoir the other day. Marvin out of California. I said, man, you got to hear this. Look, this just makes sense. My mentor taught me this years ago. I'm like 9 years ago. Sorry, I didn't share it with everybody. Okay, but understand, you got to make that decision. And the decision is, what am I going to do when things go wrong? Now, why do you think that things are ever going to go wrong in your business, or is everything going to be perfect forever? Please let me know. Let me know if you think that your business is going to be sunshine and roses and Skittles and rainbows for your entire network marketing career, or are things going to go wrong at some point, guaranteed? Okay, Isaac, say, I wish. Tell him, bro. Things are going to go wrong. Life is going to happen. Products going to sell out. New companies going to pop up. People going to get sick. People going to quit. Some people may pass away. COVID came out of nowhere. Things are going to go wrong, but you need to decide at the beginning of your network marketing business. If you didn't do it then, do it now. Do it now. What am I going to do when things go wrong? It's really only 2 decisions. Am I going to stay? Where am I going to go? Yeah, look, Miriam will tell you, sometimes the best people, your best leader, the best people that you done recruited, a lot of times they'll quit. They may quit today, they may quit tomorrow, they may quit in 2027, but guess what? A lot of times they'll quit for whatever reason they want. It don't matter. But what you gonna do? Oh yeah, your sponsor definitely gonna quit. Yeah, a lot of y'all sponsors are gonna quit. Some of y'all sponsors should quit so you can roll up to some real sponsors, but they won't. They just gonna milk you. Some of y'all sponsors so selfish and goofy. They're not going to build a business. They're not going to, they just going to ride your, and you know how annoying that is? For your sponsor to not help. They're not even trying to make themselves better. They don't want to give no spillover. They just want you to grow. They're not going to help you. They're not going to pay your way to go to no events. They're not going to buy you a ticket. They ain't doing, guess what? You got to make a decision even when that happens. Am I going to stay or I'm going to go? Am I going to keep building? Forget what they're talking about. They don't even exist to me. Okay, they didn't even go exist. Look, Simo said he was happy to roll up to Kimberly. Happy. Facts. And so that's what you got to understand, ladies and gentlemen. Things gonna happen. Stuff gonna hit the fan. You just have to make sure that you have already mentally decided what you're going to do. And I like when I'm gonna tell you personally, I like when bad stuff happen early in the network marketer career. And I don't even think bad stuff is actually turns out for good. But I like when stuff happens that shakes them a little bit. Oh my goodness, so and so said it was a scam. I love to hear it because I want to see how they respond. Because negative stuff is going to happen. Disappointing things will happen, but what you're going to do, I need to see how you react and how you respond to that so I know whether or not to continue to invest my time, money, energy, and effort in your growth. And y'all should want to know that too. So never get down or upset when things go bad. Just remember, man, Coach Will told me stuff was going to happen more than once. Ain't the first time, ain't the last time. How is my new member going to respond? Okay, put a 1 in the chat if that comment makes sense. Okay, we're going to move on to the next part. All right. Now for people, second part or next part, this third, fourth, wherever we at. If Sydney's on the call, she's great at organizing this stuff. If she's not, look, my bad. Y'all just got to deal with these notes, the notes that you take. Okay. For people who need cash flow now, okay, there are some people who need to make that $300 to $500 a week right now. Some people need to make that $2,000 right now. Some people need to make $5,000 literally next month. They got to do it. They have to. I'm going to give you 2 incredible pieces of advice. I would give this to anybody. Now, if you are already a professional network marketer with a network and network marketing experience, yes, you can join our company. And yes, you can make $5,000 to $10,000 your first month. What's the likelihood of that? Not high. Why? Because the network marketers who have the ability to make $5,000 or $10,000 a month or $5,000 or $10,000 a week out the gate, they're already happy with the company that's paying them $5,000 to $10,000 a week or a month already. We're happy. It's going to be very hard to recruit, impossible to recruit EMEA Coach Marcus because we love this company for reasons we'll talk about later on this call. But it's hard to recruit any network marketers that are really good. It's just very difficult because typically they're happy with where they're at. All right. So if you really need to make cash flow and create cash flow for your family now, today, I personally recommend you get what we call a part-time job. I really recommend that for people. A lot of times, a little part-time job, a little gig at the grocery store right by your house that you can walk to, so you don't have to waste gas, and you can rent your car out on Turo, right? While you at the gas station. I'm not a network marketer that's not going to tell people sometimes because you have family responsibilities and obligations, and it's not just you. A job can be one of the most helpful things you get. Truth be told, it can be one of the most helpful things that you have to tide you over while you build your business, because it's easier to recruit people when you got a little money in your pocket because you feel better. Your energy is better. Your vibration's high. You're not all desperate and desperation stink. It smells like y'all ever smell skunk on the highway? Somebody hit a skunk. Anybody ever been on the highway and just like, what? You know it when you smell it. That's what it smells like when network marketers just don't want to go get no job. And they just relying on network marketing to try to get them job security. I got to shoot it to y'all straight because some people in the center, they lying to y'all. They straight lying to you. Okay. Oh, you could join my company. You'll make $2,000 a week the first month. Just join me for $19.95. That's the stupidest, most ridiculous, most not true. But people be falling for that. At some point, y'all got to start shooting people straight. I had a job for my first 6 months of doing network marketing, and I was a hard worker. No time off, no breaks. When I was off work, I was building my network marketing business. And it took me 6 months to get to $14,000 a month. It took me 6 months. Okay. Now, if I was not as driven, or if I had, young children at that time, okay, or if I was married and had family obligations at that time, I don't think I could have did it like that. That's just me being transparent about my story. But it was just me. It was just me. So I don't care if I got to drive 9 or 10 hours. I ain't got nobody to go home to. I'm trying to get this bread. I'm going to do meetings. I don't care if nobody show up. I don't care if the cell phone got to get cut off, cable got to get cut off. I don't have kids that need Disney Plus. That was me back then. I don't even know if Disney Plus was out back then. But the point is, I can trim all my resources, max out my pay plan. I joined at $1,320. Didn't even have that money. But I was determined to do what I want to do because nobody would get hurt if I didn't. But if I had a family, trust and believe it would not have been above me or anybody else to me a good part-time job at the Home Depot. or good job at the Kroger while I build my network marketing business. Okay. Now that's the first piece of advice. Now, the second piece of advice is actually more valuable. To me, it's more valuable. Okay. Here's the second piece of advice. If you need cash flow now, today in your business, second piece of advice. Okay. I would like you to try to place your early results, or what's the word? Subordinate. I would like you to try to subordinate your early results to the results of other people. I will explain that in a moment. Okay, if you need cash flow now, I politely recommend that you subordinate your early results to the results of other people. Now, what does that mean? It means that if you got to make $2,000 next month and you have a really strong desire for that, if you just really hungry for that $2,000 a month, desperate for that $2,000 a month, it is in my personal experience that it probably will not happen for you. And the ways that you try to do it will be so goofy, people will feel the goofiness in all of the ways that you try to manifest and manipulate $2,000. Okay, it's goofy and it don't work most times. All right. The best way I've ever seen in network marketing to make $2,000 very quickly, nothing to do with a part-time job, is what I call to try to subordinate your early results to the results of other people. So what does that mean? If you need to make $2,000, I recommend you find 4 people in your group who want to make $500. When you help them do that, do you know that you've made your $2,000 and it had nothing to do with you? If you got to make $5,000, you can find 5 people in your group or 5 prospects, period, that really want to make $1,000, or 4 who want to make $1,250. And do you know that if you just focus on helping other people, who can I serve today? Coach Marcus says that all the time. Who can I serve today? Who can I be of value to today? If you help those 5 people make $1,000, that is your $5,000. Okay, now remember that, because at the end of the call, we're going to go full circle with that concept. And then I'll tell you why a lot of you right now are having the thought, I can't find 5 people that want to make $1,000. I'm going to tell you why at the end of the call. Look, please don't let me forget. All right. The reason I made that first $1 million at HBN a year or so ago, that first million, I'm going to tell you why. It's not because I was focused on the million. I knew it would happen. It was because I helped 10 people. I have their names on a list. It's because I helped 10 people make $100,000 or more. That's where my million came from. I don't know why it works that way in MLM with almost any pay plan, but it always does. And I mean, always. And we got people right now that I can look at and say, wow, Coach Charlotte, Seymour, Maggie, Alyssa, and others who are at the $100,000 level in our organization. I'm like, oh, that's where the money comes from, by helping other people. It's really not about you. It's rarely about you. And a lot of people have subconscious beliefs that prevent them right now from making that amount of money, but they do not have subconscious beliefs about other people making money. You see it every day. Oh, so-and-so got money. Good. Help so-and-so make some money. You don't have no subconscious beliefs about that, but you got subconscious beliefs a lot of times about yourself. And it takes a while to work through all of that mental garbage that we've been programmed with about us not being successful in making money. And you're helping the other people because they have no problem accepting help from someone who wants to be successful. So if you need $5,000 and you've already made 500, it's time for you to start finding some people who want to make $500. You qualify to teach that. You should have some confidence. You should have some bass in your voice when you're telling people, I can help you make $500. I've been did that. I can show you how to do that. We're going to work on this hot market. We're going to get on these calls. We're going to learn these Zooms. We're going to make these posts. We're going to make this magic happen. And you're going to make that $500. And then you duplicate that. And you get better every time you do it too. I get better. Every time I help somebody make $50,000 to $100,000, I get better and better at it. Sometimes they're coachable. Sometimes they want to do it their own way and it'll take them longer. That's on them. I sleep easy either way. People ain't got to do what I teach. They can figure it out if they want to figure it out. All right. Does that make sense conceptually? All right. Does that make sense? About subordinating your early results to the results of other people, I promise you, it is a faster way to make money than focusing on yourself. I promise you. All right. Third or fourth or wherever we're at, story time. Now, you know, I love telling stories. Normally, they're true network marketing stories. Sometimes, I think a couple weeks ago, we told the story about the farmer and the Chinese farmer. We told a story about the king and the emperor and the seed. That's one of my favorites. Tonight, I'm going to tell you the story about King Solomon's ring. Okay, now King Solomon, true king in real life, very wise, very wealthy. He was renowned for his unmatched wisdom. And he thought it'd be fun. He sought to humble one of his most trusted ministers. He said, I'm going to humble him. And he gave him what seemed like an impossible task. He told the minister, he said, find me a ring that can make a happy man sad and a sad man happy. And King Solomon's minister searched far and wide. He went through the cities and the villages, markets, deserts. He was asking every craftsman, every merchant, every trade caravan. Nobody could provide such a ring that can make a happy man sad and make a sad man happy. And his time was running out. You do not want to disappoint the king. Now, finally, on the night before he was supposed to return to the king, empty-handed, he wandered into a small open air market in the city of Damascus. It's still called Damascus today. And now that open air market is a huge open air bazaar. I've been there. It's probably the biggest in the world. Okay. Now there in the market was an old jeweler. And when he asked the jeweler for the request to create a ring that can make a happy man sad and a sad man happy, the jeweler just smiled. He smiled. He took out a simple band of brass and he etched on it a few simple words and he sold it to the minister. Now, when the minister returned, King Solomon was in the middle of a huge feast, a party, and he ran in, broke a sweat right on time, gave King Solomon the ring, and King Solomon read the inscription on the ring. Okay? He read the inscription on the ring, and in that moment he smiled, and then he became dead silent. And the wise king understood the meaning of those few words on that ring instantly. And in his greatest moments of joy, that ring reminded him to not become arrogant or overly attached. And when he was sad, the ring comforted him with hope. And that simple brass ring with 4 simple words on it became one of King Solomon's most treasured possessions. That ring is a timeless reminder that all things are temporary. And the inscription on the ring just read 4 simple words. This too shall pass. Okay, the moral of the story, no matter what you're going through, if it's success or failure, joy or pain, happiness or sadness, it is going to pass. Nothing is permanent. And real wisdom, especially in our industry, it lies in humility. Okay, when you're doing great and your business is on fire, love it, enjoy it, but stay humble because that is going to pass. And when your business is not going like you want it to go, the people ain't joining like they want to, everybody blowing up and you ain't, you trying to get them results, you ain't, guess what? That season, I promise you, that season will pass. Okay, and I never, never, never want you to forget those words. It'll save you so much time, heartache, headache, and everything else in this industry. All right, next point tonight. Ton of value tonight. All right, y'all like the story? Put a 1 in the chat. Okay, we'll keep telling stories. All right. Now, fourth tonight is going to be fourth and fifth. Sometimes the greatest value that I can add and share with you, my mentor used to do this years ago, and I loved when he did it, and I do it sometimes, but tonight's a very special night to do it, is to share with you some of my biggest mistakes that I've ever made. And it doesn't hurt me to share it with you because it reminds me of what to never do again. I'll never forget this stuff, right? And to stay on the straight and narrow. And honestly, if there's even one person on the call, other than Marcus and probably Marvin and MJ and a couple other people who don't even know this stuff, nobody knows this stuff. If it helps even one person not make the same mistake, then this call was worth it for me. Because it just takes one person to build an empire. Could be any one of y'all. Could be everybody. Totally up to you. Okay, then it was worth it. first mistake that I would make, and I didn't understand this, and it was a result, I can't put blame on them because I know right from wrong, right? This is what the reality of it is. And this statement will prevent you from making a mistake that I'm about to tell you about. Just being transparent, vulnerable. It is what it is. The truth is the truth, and the truth is always good enough. Okay. The best mentors say that. We say that. Coach Marcus says that. We all say that. But it was not always like that for me in this industry. Okay. Because when I first came into network marketing, and I'm pretty sure it's still like that now, but at my particular company, like maybe my second company, first company, I don't remember. One of those companies, it was really common to cap on your income, like just basically be dishonest about how much you was making. Okay, and I didn't know that because when I joined, some people told me they were making a certain amount, and I didn't know this. I didn't know that there was a difference between, oh, I'm making $5,000 a month and I'm making $5,000. Okay, that's a difference. It's a difference to be $1 million earner, a 7-figure earner. That is what we are. That is what we say. What we do not say is we're making $1 million a year, because at HBN, we're not there yet. And that's just being honest. And everybody knows that because we talk about our earnings, and Coach Marcus talks about how the money works. Your first year, you'll make some. Second year, you make more. Third year, you make more. Fourth year, you make more. Typically around that fifth year, you're really cooking with gas. And we teach that. Now, y'all know that. A lot of other companies don't do that. So at my first company, that was really normal. And somebody introduced me when I was doing a meeting. Same thing happened to my mentor like 10 years ago, but I didn't listen to him. It just went in one ear, out the other. Okay. And they introduced me and said I was making a certain amount. And guess what I didn't do? I didn't correct them. So because it felt good, people say, hey, this guy's making this money. I was complicit in their lie. Now, they either did it on purpose or they just didn't know how much I really made. So they guessed at it, whatever it was my job to correct them, and I didn't do it. Okay. And now that happened multiple times, and I felt okay about it because, I mean, I wasn't lying, was I? I wasn't the same type of person of integrity I am today. And that's just some of the great results that network marketing has on you. Okay. It'll make you a better person if you stay in it long enough. And one day or one evening, I got called out. And I'm gonna tell y'all flat out, I don't know if I've ever been more embarrassed in the history of ever. And guess what? It was a dude that was on the team like 2 days. He ain't made no money, but I don't remember his name, but that was his purpose in my life. He was an angel. I don't even know what his real name, it doesn't even matter. I didn't sponsor, somebody else sponsored him, but he called me out. I couldn't dispute it. Receipts, can't lie about, can't lie. And the person who eventually, or in the beginning, had told people I was making what I was making, that person, I don't even know what even happened to them. They wasn't even there. You see what I'm saying? And guess what? I had to take that L. And I'm gonna tell you what happened. Wasn't no happy ending to the story. I lost that entire leg of business. One person said one thing. They told the truth. I was letting the lie roll, and I lost the entire leg of business. And I mean all of it. All of it. Okay? And I mean the whole thing. And I should have lost it all. And I could have quit. Guess what? I could have quit. Couldn't I? Could have quit network marketing. Oh man, nope. Learned a lesson. Very valuable. Okay? So you learn it early and you learn it often. The truth is the truth, and it's always good enough. And until you get that down, you're never gonna make no money. If you do make money, you're gonna lose it all. Learn that from me, please. Please learn that from me. I could tell you that story 10 times. It's just, I'm even happy about it today. I really thank God. I think that dude was an angel. Let me go keep Will from self-destructing himself. I really believe that. Okay. So you see why we were so big, me and Marcus and Kim in the beginning, we were so big on income verification automatically in the back office. We was huge. We didn't want nobody to make those same type of stupid mistakes, either on purpose or on accident. We want you to know how much money people are making here transparently. The computer decide that. You can't bogart that. You can't cap that. You know, other companies could do it, but they don't. They'll talk about ranks and, you know, whatever. They will not give you the upfront cash amount. When you go to somebody's website, do you know if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you'll see exactly how much they've made within the 5 to 10 to 20 to $100,000 range? You'll see that in the back office. Y'all know no other companies do automatic income verification. You see why we don't have to worry about somebody's income, because the back office verifies it. I'm gonna tell you like this. Integrity is built into our company in a way that it is not built into any other company. That will keep you informed, and that will keep your business safe. Okay? Put a one in the chat if that makes sense. Because these cats, they got cats talking about, they may, the stories be so wild, but I don't condemn them when I see that happen in the industry because that was me. I'ma just extend grace. Hopefully they learn the lesson, but we do stuff different here and it is for your benefit. Okay? We done already learned our lessons the hard way. Look, I'm glad y'all don't have to learn those lessons. Let me give you one more mistake. Or what did I look? I probably got 100 of them, but let me give you one more. I'll tell you what. Let's do I'm running out of time. Shucks. All right, we got to talk about this. I'll come back. I'll give y'all some more don't do's on two. We'll squeeze it in. We'll squeeze. Don't worry. We'll squeeze it in. Don't worry about it. We'll get it done. All right. And this one will tie into my next mistake. So this is good. This is how we're gonna do it. We'll be done maybe 5 minutes later. Please write this down. And this is not the mistake, but this will tie into the mistake. Transaction income versus leveraged transaction income. Okay, transaction income versus leveraged transaction income. Now, I'm gonna tell you, we have it at HBN. Every network marketing company has it. Okay, but we have it at GoDasana, and HBN's got it better than pretty much every company out there, except for GoDasana. And the only reason that HBN that is a little bit better at GoDasana is because now with the GoDasana double matrix, the volumes even the HBN payout volume. And we talked about that in the last 2 calls when we really unpacked the pay plans. But the thing that GoDasana does that no other company does is that transaction income part, that fast start commission that never goes away. Now, if you've ever been involved in network marketing, you know there are fast start commissions that typically pay out on the first order. It's a nice chunk, anywhere from 20 to 50% of some companies, but you only get it one time. At GoDasana, you get, I think it's 25%, and you get that 25% every time the person that you sponsored orders, be it auto ship or not. Okay, and that's going to be 25%. That's your transaction income, and here it is eternal. No company, I've never seen that before. It's amazing. Okay, but GoDasana also has what we call leveraged transaction income, which means on top of your 25%, you get another 6% override of all those orders. You get paid again on the same orders. Okay, you get paid 25% upfront, but then you get paid another 6% on all your orders that you did, but you also get 6% on every order in your organization, and that pays out on Monday. That is going to be the leveraged transaction income. Okay, now the reason I bring it up is because it's going to lead into my next mistake. Don't worry, but this is a mindset that you have to have. You actually have a book coming out. I'm gonna give it 2 weeks, June for sure, because it'll be out by my birthday for sure. But it's a book of MLM mindsets. I'm working on it, had some hiccups, I'm working on it for a while, but it's all done and it's in post-production. Okay. Now, this is going to be a mindset, and this is a mindset. Permanent income requires permanent commitment. Okay. Permanent income requires permanent commitment. There is no such thing as a permanent residual income with a temporary commitment. I'm going to say that again. There is no such thing as a permanent income with a temporary commitment. All right. Your auto delivery on a monthly basis, that's just something that we do here. Okay. Do you pay your phone bill? Put a yes in the chat. If you pay your phone bill, please let me know. Put a yes in the chat if you pay your phone bill. Okay. Do you pay your electric bill even when it's tough to pay it? Do you just find a way to pay that electric bill? I mean, we just find a way. My power ain't never been off. Now, I was homeless twice, but when I had a home, my power was never off. Okay. Some stuff you just pay. Your car insurance. If you got a car, or your car note, because if you don't pay it, they come in to get it. I don't know what else to tell you. But some stuff you just got to pay on a monthly basis. You got to pay all the bit. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to break it to you. If you are serious in network marketing, okay, you don't just pay your auto ship subscription for a week or a month or 6 months. We pay it till when, Will? We pay it from now on. We pay it from now on. It is a bill. It's lit. Now you get products for it, just like every other thing you pay. It's not one of these silly, goofy subscription companies where you got to pay a monthly membership even if you don't use nothing. That's just stupid. I'm not going to do something every month, but I got to pay the company every month. That's dumb. I want products. I can use them or sell them. I want products. I can use them or sell them, or I can give them as gifts, and then I save money on buying gifts. Either way, okay? I look just like your phone bill. It's just something you do. Your monthly subscription, it's just something that we do here. We pay it from today, from now on. Now I'm gonna tie it into this next mistake, because HBN wasn't my first company. It wasn't my second. It wasn't my third. It wasn't my fourth. Wasn't my fifth. Okay. Now I was with a company before HBN. I was doing very well. And this is what the company did. They shipped the products on time and they paid people on time. Okay. They paid us on time and they shipped the products on time. Now I'm gonna ask you, is there anything else a network marketing company is required to do? Just stay open, pay us on time, and ship the products on time. Is that anything else that a network marketing company is required to do? Absolutely not. Look, Lynn, baller alert, 100 CV in both companies, baller alert, So there's nothing else that a company needs to do. So this company was doing those things. They were doing those two things. Okay. Now here's what happened. I got into it with the owner. Okay. But now, and good, it's crazy because I left. Now this is before HBN, obviously, in the stand third, and I left. Now I'm gonna tell you what's bad about that, because when I sponsored people, I would say the same thing. Okay, the same thing that when I was sponsoring them here. I would tell them that you can build with this company. I'm gonna be here. I'm not gonna let you fail. We're gonna build this thing to the moon. We ain't never gonna stop. You could join me. You can introduce me to your friends and family. We about to blow up. But guess what? When I got I got in my feelings, the company wasn't treating me emotionally like, look, this was nothing to do that with the payment on time and the products on time, had nothing to do with that. Okay. But when I got mad, when I got disappointed, I hadn't made that decision of what I was going to do when something disappointed me. See, I made that decision in 2019 when I came to HB, and no matter what, we here till the wheels fall off. And it don't look like they're falling off no time soon, because Paula is sharp. Okay. But I left. Okay. And I go to my team. Hey man, we leaving, this company terrible. Well, Will, why? And I got to start talking a bunch of bull and how they played me and how they going to play them. Half the stuff wasn't true. Half the stuff was. So it was true, but it wasn't affecting them no way. It didn't matter. They were doing great. We was the #1 team in the company. I was the #1 earner at the company. You know how stupid it is to be making that type of money and getting your emotions and getting your feelings and leave a company and drag your team? That 3%er behavior we always warn you about. Okay, and I tore it up. All right. Now that's what happens in our industry. And that's why we're so committed to HBN and go to Sana, because we've been on the other side. Now, some of you are going to make that same mistake anyway. I can almost guarantee it. Almost. I can't guarantee it, but I can almost guarantee it that some of you will make the same mistake. But I'm going to tell you what happens. What's going to happen 100%. Because I've been on the other side. You're going to lose money. Okay. You're going to lose your team. Part of them anyway. You're going to lose credibility. And even worse, you're going to lose time. And time is more valuable than money. All right. This is what King Solomon also said. There's nothing new under the sun. Okay. What does that mean for MLM? It means that there are no new mistakes. It's only new people making old mistakes and old people like me making old mistakes. That's it. Learn from our mistakes and you will have a much, much, much better time. Does that make sense? Okay, shockingly, we almost done. Got one thing to do and we done. Can we go for another 5 minutes or so? Are y'all okay? Everybody good? Ain't nobody sleep? So look, I'm the one got to drive 5 hours. Y'all all right? Okay. Last thing, we'll talk about levels of communication. All right, so very important. This last part is going to be interactive, very important for you, and stay tuned to the end. I'm gonna have some cool announcements for you. Very cool, look, very cool announcements for you. All right, this is going to be interactive. And I'm gonna ask you right now, what is the highest form of communication? What's the highest form of communication? Let's see. What's the highest form? Face-to-face, in person. Thank you. Okay. What is the second highest form of communication? Nope, it is not email. Not even close. So if in person is the first highest, okay. Nope, the phone, almost, but not quite. The second highest form of communication is FaceTime. Thank you, Susan Johnston. It's going to be some type of interactive video call. It's a Zoom, but a Zoom where you are communicating with the person, kind of like Coach Sonic does. He have a lot more interaction where you can unmute Coach Marcus on Monday nights. He has a lot more interaction when you can just unmute and talk. It's going to be still face-to-face, but via technology, okay? Still face-to-face. So in person is the highest form of communication, all right? And face-to-face, and when I say in person, there are even levels to that. For example, in person is really high. You know what's higher than that? In person over food or drink. Okay, so let's take it all. Let's cover them all. In person over food and drink, like coffee or dinner or something or lunch, with food and drink, that is going to be the highest form of communication between two people. This is how people get to know each other and get married. You go on something called a date. It is the highest form of communication that is statistically proven over millennia of civilization to get you the highest possible return for your investment. And all of us are here because somebody and somebody, daddy and mama ended up face-to-face. That is the highest form of communication. Okay, second is going to be in-person regular. Third is going to be face-to-face using technology. Okay, so face-to-face tech. All right, what's the next highest form of communication? If you can't get face-to-face on a FaceTime call or a Zoom where you and another person can see each other's facial expressions and talk, what is the next highest form of communication? Right, perfect. Phone call. Yes, phone call. Okay, and if you can't get on the phone with somebody, you can't get on the phone, you can't do a video call, you can't get on the phone, all right, what is the next highest form of communication? No, people are saying text. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Nope. Close, but no. Nope, not email. Nope, babe. Nope. Nope, no, no, no. It is going to be a video message. A video message. Okay, a lot of people forget that. That's a real gangster form of communication. You can create a video message and send it to them like a Marco Polo. You can even put a video in an email and embed it and send it to them. Very, very powerful tool. A lot of people don't use that. The video message is fire. Okay, it's fire. All right, and the next message, the next one, yes, that's going to be an audio message is next. Okay, now what is the next highest form of communication? If you can't do in person, can't do face-to-face, can't do phone call, video message, audio message, there we go. Now we're getting there. Now with text, text includes social media messaging. So text includes DMs. Okay, so Betty and Jessica are both right. Text includes DMs. All right, so understand, text includes DMs. Now, if you can't send a text message or a DM, what's the next highest form of communication? What's the next highest one? All right, Jessica, too smart. Jessica, don't answer no more questions. You banned. You banned like the book of Esdras. We out of here. No, Jessica, I'm tired of Jessica. Look, Jessica and Marcus, no more answers from y'all this week. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. You're too sharp. I'm tired of it. Couple of nerds, man. You and Marcus just smart for no reason. Let some other people go. Steelers, get out of here. You about to get banned for real. All right, email, right? Okay, Shauna said message in the bottle. Thank you, Shauna. All right, now here almost done. What is it even? What is if you can't even email them? What is the next lowest form of communication? Can't even do email. What's the lowest form? The lowest. Mail is actually mail's pretty high, but most people, you don't have their personal address a lot of times. That is actually difficult. So that's why I didn't include mail. But mail is up there. Depending on the type of mail you send, you can get some fire. If you listen, no, door to door is high because door to door is in person. So that's high. Okay, that's high. All right. So drop cards are going to be there. And then you got the Facebook post. Thank you, Lucretia Davis. You got the Facebook post. Now, the Facebook post to me is lower than mail. Why is it lower than mail? Because mail, if I'm sending you mail, do you know I can put a drop card in a piece of mail? I can do 100 pieces of mail, 100 drop cards. That'll cost me like 30 bucks. And I can just go to my neighbors. I never have to talk to them. I can go to my neighbors and I can put this stuff in their mailbox with my, post office box on there. They'll see it from the mailbox. I can just literally get the addresses, but I'm gonna still mail it. I'm not gonna go tamper with their mail. That's a federal crime. I will mail this to them. I will mail it to them. you get mail like that all the time. It says, dear resident at whatever. And then when you put the mail in the envelope, you put the drop card right in the part, which is a tiny, tiny, tiny piece of tape, like a strip. So you get a little piece of tape, a strip, and you tape it on the inside so that the 100 part of the drop card is showing through the little window part of the envelope. They will 100% open it and they will read whatever letter you put in there, 1,000% likelihood. That is an incredible way, okay, for you to, thank you, Sydney, for the reminder. We're bringing, thank you so much, all right? So Facebook posts, the reason why it's so low on the spectrum of how to, you know, recruit people or how to communicate with humans. The reason why it's so low is not because it's not cool. The DM is way better, but it is because the Facebook algorithm literally does not want people to see your stuff. It's weird. And then if they do see it, you don't know if they saw it unless they commented on it or hearted it, which is actually less than 4% of your friends list. Okay. And then the thing that makes it really destructive is a lot of people will just spend so much time scrolling on social media, they'll miss the whole point of communicating with people. So this is my question. We can all admit, and some people may say, no, well, Facebook posts is higher than email. Okay, cool. All right, I'm with it. You can have it, whatever, however you want to cut it. But I can tell you what, it's not top 5. It's not top 5 no matter what. So here's my question for you. If you understand keeping the main thing, which is basic business duplication practices, why are you, most of you, why are you choosing to operate at the lowest level of communication on purpose? If all you have to do, let me just be real, if all you had to do, okay, because look, yeah, if you can't find 5 people who want to make $1,000, this is why. Because you're purposely, okay, for months and months and months, your brain, for some reason, is stuck on operating at the lowest level of communication when you want the highest level of result, which is what in network marketing, it is relationship. I want a relationship, okay, with my 2 people. I want a relationship with my 2 people. I want them to develop a relationship, okay, a relationship with their people. Does that make sense? If I want to develop a relationship with 2 people who will, look, some of them going to quit anyway, but let's say I sponsor 6 people, okay? But I want to build a relationship, okay? If I build a relationship with Lillian and Butch Corville because I go to their home, okay? We've not only been to events together, but before we ever went to the event, I drove hours to their home in Breaux Ridge, Louisiana. And even if no guests showed up, we didn't care. Lillian would cook a meal and she's in business today. Her sponsors, Gone Pacone. We don't know. We don't care. We're still really good friends. If they happen to be passing through my part of Florida and they didn't call, I would be disappointed. There is a relationship that is built, okay? Because you're going to take some relationships, all right, that if you operate at a high enough level of communication, they will become a friendship. And with those friendships, some people out of your friendships will develop. Sometimes they will develop into entrepreneurship because some people, your friends, want to make money with you, some don't, but they're still your friends. So your friendship sometimes will develop into a level of entrepreneurship. And when they decide they want to work business with you, that entrepreneurship will develop into a partnership. But because you probably joined the company before them, that partnership is going to have a period of apprenticeship when you will have to teach them things. Okay. Now, once you start to teach things and they start developing into apprenticeship, okay, relationship, friendship, entrepreneurship, partnership, apprenticeship, guess what's going to happen? There's going to be some hardships. Okay. Sometimes there's going to be a ship storm. Some people going to jump ship. Some people going to lose their ship. Sometimes, I hate to say it, to cover your ears, Christians, sometimes the ship gonna hit the fan, okay? Look, ship happens. Ship is gonna happen, okay? But guess what? That is when your apprenticeship relationship has to evolve into mentorship. And when you get through the mentorship relationship with your coach, you are gonna now be in a position of leadership. And when you're in a position of leadership, you have the opportunity and the skill set and the mindset to build a team that can get you a championship. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the shipping business. That's just what this is. We're in the shipping business. So if you know that you want to go through the process of shipping that I just talked about, why on earth are you purposely, consistently, week in, week out, operating at the lowest possible levels of communication and then complaining about the results? So you're not going to get the results you want by cutting corners, people. We're going to close the call with that. You can't cut corners. You can't. And whoever I'm talking to them. If the shoe fit, is what it is. There's nobody in particular, but I know there's a lot of it going on. You're never gonna see me cut corners. I won't even let it happen. Here's the thing. Well, Will, I can do it on. I'm gonna just create the Facebook group. I'm gonna just do the Facebook, and I'm okay. Guess what? If you prove me wrong and you make $1.6 million with HBN faster as I did, hell, you make 500,000. You ain't even got to make it, man. Make 500,000. Doing it a way that has no personal interaction whatsoever other than hiding behind the phone because people either too lazy or too gravy to get up and go see somebody. That's fine. That's fine. For whatever reason. Make up whatever excuses you want. You'll make it to work, but you won't make it to a prospect house that can set you free for life and say, hey, let's sit down over a cup of coffee. Let's watch this video together. This is going to be great. People on the Netflix and chill, but they ain't no, hey, let's put up this Coach Marcus Zoom on YouTube and let's learn about this business. We could watch movies about people making money like Wall Street and Boiler Room and everything else, but we can't sit down at the house and watch no 45-minute to hour-long video about us getting that type of money, can we? Learning from people who've already made that type of money, we can't do that. We can't do that. Okay? So if you can do it that way, I'm gonna tell you, go do it. Don't say, because Will told me not to do it. No, go do it. And if it worked for you, I promise you, if you prove me wrong, I will adopt the way you do it. I will never do another home meeting again. You got it, babe. Look, if you can do it, I've never seen it done in 100 years. Okay? And even the network marketers who tell you that all you got to do is be online and do this and do that, and the third, even the ones who tell you that, the reason they can't even tell you that and not get called out is because they made a lot of money. But I can promise you, when they made a lot of money, they didn't do it on the internet. That's the hardest truth a lot of network marketers got to accept. You talk to Holden, home meetings, like 2 or 3 a day, and calls. Facebook wasn't even out back then. Eric Worre, 25 million home meetings, not a Facebook post to save his life. Jordan Adler, 10, 20, 30 million, not a Facebook post to save his life. What's my girl? Jessie Lee Ward. Rest in peace, Jessie Lee Ward. She just passed away. She was an incredible network marketer out of Dallas, Texas. Jessie Lee was all about online, ad tag message, online. That's cool and all. She didn't make her money like that. She had a party plan business. Once she made the money, she was popular. Then you can go ahead and start doing the online stuff. But you put that in-person work first. Okay? You put it in first. And there are people, okay, there's not even 3%, but there's a certain group of people who is so influential online that they can actually make some decent money online. Now, most of these people have been to boot camps and might not tell you that. So they have learned some in-person stuff. Don't get it twisted. But some people actually can. Those people are so rare, they're a subset of the 3% category. They are either so, it's never a dude. It's always a relatively attractive woman. You ever notice that? It's people be buying. Do you ever really? It's a relatively attractive or very attractive. Fellas, get over that. Okay, ladies, I ain't judging none of y'all. But if you look at the people who try to, it's a certain type of idealized Western beauty from the Western world beauty standards. That's what it is. It's just what it is. TikTok is full of this. Instagram is full of this. That's the type of people. The Kim Kardashian, I don't think Kim Kardashian is attractive, not my type at all. But Kim Kardashian can get on there and she could promote, she could do online and sell $20 billion. Some people can actually do network marketing that way. It's so rare and it's so non-duplicatable. It does not duplicate well. And this is why people like myself or Coach Marcus Jones, who acknowledge the periods of our life where we did in-person home stuff before we ever posted anything on the internet, we've made millions and millions of dollars more than those individuals have because of the duplication part. I don't care if you can go on and make a post and get 2,000 orders. I don't care, because Tom, Bob, Mary, and Alex can't do that. They ain't you. So you're going to get frustrated. And that is why, if you build the business properly, 2 by 2, the way we've always taught you, the way that we've made millions plural, that's just 1.6 at HBN. That has nothing to do with my other network marketing companies. This stuff just works. Okay. So I don't mean to nobody, but that is how it works. And I'll tell you what, over the next 90 days, June, July, August, June, July, August, I'm going to do something I ain't done in about 6 years. June, July, August. Coach Marcus, you can go ahead and cut the recording because I don't want nobody else getting this information. Ain't about to call me out on this. This for the live folks.